My name is Gavin Evans, and this is my ranking of the Alvin and the Chipmunk movies from worst to best. And I should note that I'm only talking about the theatrically released movies. So, I know there was a Frankenstein one, and I think a Wolfman one, but I will not be talking about those movies. And you know what? I was actually surprised at how much I enjoyed this marathon. Like, these aren't great movies, but they're still light enough, they're still entertaining enough, and just being honest, three of them are very important movies from my childhood. So, I enjoyed this marathon, and let's begin by talking about the worst one, and it's The Squeakle. Now, I do enjoy the dynamic between the Chipmunks and the Chipettes here. I just don't get enough of it. Unfortunately, the movie focuses way more on Alvin becoming a football jock, and there's everything with Toby, and this movie just makes a bunch of baffling decisions, and it's really overstuffed. I really do hate Zachary Levi in this movie, and yeah, it's not great. But David Cross delivers. I thought his final scene where he's on stage dressed as the Chipettes was just comedy gold. And the movie is light enough, it's entertaining enough, but it's definitely the weakest one. The fourth best one, and I'm kind of shocked this one is so low down, but it's the 2007 movie. Like, I listened to the soundtrack so many times as a kid. I sung, "Cause you had a bad day, you're taking one down, you sing a sad song just to turn it away." I sung that song so many times because of this movie. I have so much nostalgia for it, and it holds up well enough. I do like these characters. The movie has personality, it has its funny moments, and I do like some of the simplicity of the story and what it's trying to say about raising kids and fame and all of that. But it still feels a little messy, and I just don't really care for Dave here. Jason Lee's performance is actually pretty bad, and his relationship with Claire is just baffling. So it's fine, you can watch it, but it's not great. The third best one is Alvin and the Chipmunks Chipwrecked. And I will say that the first act of this movie is actually pretty bad, but once they're off the boat, I feel like the movie really picks up because it gives me what I wanted from these movies, which is the dynamic between the Chipmunks and the Chipettes. I like how Simon becomes Simon and he's a completely different character. I like how Alvin has to become more responsible. I feel like this movie gives the characters more to do. It manages to be quite funny at times, and I don't always know if it's intentional. Some of the CGI is so bad that it makes me laugh, and the climax, well, the human woman is losing tug-of-war to three tiny chipmunks. It's what I live for. So, yeah, it's definitely not a home run. It's got issues. I don't really care for the whole treasure plot. It feels so tacked on, but there's enough laughs and there's enough enjoyment here. Now, the next one's actually a pretty big jump in quality, but believe it or not, it's Alvin and the Chipmunks: The Road Trip. And what I like about this movie is it feels very focused. It knows the story it wants to tell, and it tells it pretty well for the most part. I like the Chipmunks, of course, and I like the relationship that forms with Miles, and I like the relationship between the Chipmunks and Dave here. That final scene where Dave officially adopts them is actually a really sweet way to end this franchise, and this movie is easily the funniest one of the bunch. The entire subplot where they're deemed international terrorists, and just Tony Hale as a villain was just comedy gold, and it makes for a very enjoyable movie. Now, it's still pretty generic, it still doesn't get to greatness, and I really don't like how the movie kind of backtracks on the engagement plot. like, I kind of get why they did that, but I don't know, it didn't really work for me. But I still had a good time, and that's why it's number 2. But my favorite is it 1987? I think it's 1987. Yes, the 1987 The Chipmunk Adventure. And this one has got a killer soundtrack. No joke, I have been listening to the soundtrack so much recently. Especially, oh my goodness, what's that song called? The Snake one. Getting Lucky, Diamond Dolls, and Girls of Walk and Roll. Those 3 songs just bop after bop after bop. It's so good. It is such a great soundtrack. And I just like the story being told. You know, you got the Chipmunks and the Chipettes racing to go around the world. I like their dynamic, and it just makes for a very enjoyable movie. I think it's well animated, and it's pretty funny at times, and I just like these characters. I like spending time with these characters, and I kind of feel like it works best in this kind of traditionally animated environment. So, yeah, I really enjoyed this movie. It's not great. Like, I still don't really care for the penguin plot. I don't really care for some of the villains. And the ending of this movie is so unsatisfying, but it's still a fun watch. And like I said, the soundtrack, it's just filled with bops. It just is. And that scene of Girls of Walk and Roll, like that scene, I rewatched that scene so many times as a kid. It's just, this one has easily the highest highs of the franchise, so that's why it's number 1. But what's your ranking of the Alvin and the Chipmunks movies? Let me know in the comments down below. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Stay tuned for more videos soon. And Gavin,